You're watching News Channel 18 at 6 with Gina Quattrochi and Jeff Smith. News from where you live.
I am not a politician. I am an educator.
LSC Superintendent Ed Eiler addresses rumors he might be running for office. Good evening, I'm Gina Quattrochi. Jeff Smith will be joining us in a few minutes. Some local Democrats are urging the retiring superintendent of the Lafayette School Corporation to run for statewide office. News Channel 18's Alex Dyro sat down with Superintendent Ed Eiler today to see if he would consider a run for Superintendent of Public Instruction next year.
Would be certainly a prime candidate, a very fine candidate for the office of State Superintendent of Public Instruction.
Democratic State Representative Sheila Klinker has made it clear to Lafayette School Corporation Superintendent Ed Eiler that she would like to see him on the ballot in 2012 for the office of State Superintendent of Public Instruction. Klinker says she's also not the only one who has made these feelings known to the longtime educator.
I think that this district, along with other districts in the state of Indiana, would be very supportive of him because they understand, as well as retired teachers who have asked him to run, that he understands what it takes for schools to be successful.
But despite the support of teachers and others in the community, Eiler says now just is not the right time for him to consider running for the position. He says he feels taking on the role of state school superintendent would not allow him to make the changes he feels are necessary for public education.
If you were to ask me today, I would not be inclined to do it, in part because the reality is, given all the laws that have been changed, there is actually very little that the state superintendent can do to affect the changes that have been passed by the legislature.
Eiler says his retirement next year will not spell the end of his fight for excellence in public school education. That's something he says he'll be working toward for a long time to come.
There are probably only about one or two things that really get me upset, and one of the things that probably pushes my button is if you tell me that there are some children who are more valuable than other children. I believe that every child is valuable, and every child has gifts, and every child is a treasure.
Eiler also received the Lauren Burt Outstanding Educator Award on Monday of this week. The award is given out every year to one recipient for outstanding contributions to public education. Alex Dyro, News Channel 18.